Hello, in this video I would like to give you a short presentation on how you can use your ADL in-flight weather device not only to download weather over the Iridium satellite network, but also using a Starlink internet connection. In this case, the ADL device will then download the weather data over the Starlink and still forward it to all your installed avionics, which is a feature which is only available if you're using the ADL in-flight weather device. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I have a Starlink mini dish here, and I have an ADL150 device right below it, but it could be any other place because the link to the Starlink is just a Wi-Fi link. Then I have the iPad to make the configuration, and the first step is to make sure you are connected to the ADL Connect Wi-Fi. If the little wheel is still turning, that's not a problem. It's still connected. Then we go over to the ADL Connect app. And now the first step is to go to the config page and to make sure we connect the two devices on the Wi-Fi. So the ADL device will actually become a client in the Starlink Wi-Fi. Therefore, we select the Wi-Fi client mode and we enter the details of our Starlink Wi-Fi. We have the name, and we have a password. It's very important to get those things right because else it will simply not connect it. It's quite easy, difficult to actually find the problem. We have the subnet mask. It's 255.0 at the end. That's fine. And then we go on save, proceed, and now the ADL device will reboot. We can wait a little and have a look at the system messages once it's rebooted. So now the ADL device is back up and we see some new messages, and among those is a line that it's joining the Wi-Fi Starlink in 90 seconds and which password and subnet mask it's using. So the important thing is that this only happens after 90 seconds after turning on the device, and this is very helpful in case of you have any configuration issues or similar. You can always power cycle your ADL device and then it will fall back to the ADL Connect Wi-Fi name for 90 seconds, and you have this time to make any configuration changes and fix any issues. So now all we have to do is wait until the device disconnects on the ADL Connect Wi-Fi name and connects to the Starlink Wi-Fi. In the meantime, this takes a moment. Now we see it's doing its thing. There's a message, and now we will lose the ADL Connect Wi-Fi and soon be the Starlink Wi-Fi. We verify this is really happening. So we switch over to the Starlink, and now we can open the Starlink application. And you see here, if you go to network, you see a list of connected devices. So for the moment, we have our iPad connected, and now you see this Wi-Fi DHCP client WizNet. This is the ADL device. That's how it will appear here. So now we have our iPad and our ADL device both connected to the Starlink. We go back. We also check that our Starlink is really online. We can do a short speed test. Over 270, 280 megabits downlink, which is pretty impressive, even approaching 300 megabits. This is with the Starlink below the co-pilot window. On the PA46 I'm using for this test, it's very important to use the co-pilot window because on the pilot side you can see we have the little wires from the heated windshield, and that is doing no good to the Starlink signal, so it's always put it on the other side. Now our test completed, and we have even pretty impressive uplink, 37 megabits and a good delay. So make sure we are still connected with both devices, then we can go back to the ADL Connect app, and we notice some changes. It's still seeing the ADL150 device, but now it's saying that it's connected via the Starlink to the device. And let me stop this download. we can now go over to the config page, and there will be a few new settings, and one is the Iridium 4G Wi-Fi configuration, and we see a few modes. We can go to Iridium, then the ADL device will just work as before with its Iridium connection, but we can also go to the Wi-Fi mode, and the Wi-Fi auto mode will automatically start the download after the device is connected. This is a more advanced feature, but can be very handy because you will not have to do any changes at all in the ADL configuration. It will immediately do those changes for you. Now we go to the Wi-Fi and we can switch over to the update weather page, and now we see the label changed, and we have actually single Wi-Fi and not single Iridium download. And now we can start a download, and you see it's trying to connect as a client over the Starlink Wi-Fi, and it's pretty quick, so it's already done. You can here have a look at our data, our weather data we did download. There's currently there's not much going on in this area, but still you see it downloaded the radar and all the other weather information. And now the next step is that we go to the config page and we just make sure we have the RS-232 UAT active, and we can go put it on Garmin full. And this makes sure that we have the transmission tower to our Garmin units up and running. So we can go to the GTN750, and then we select the FIS-B weather. And here we can see the data link status, and you see that the first data is already there. So we have an XRAD regional, we have META, and later on we will also have lightning and cloud tops, and also TAF. If we download some, it will display those here. So we can go here, we have the next RAD. We would just want the regional. So I zoom out a little bit. And you see we have the same weather data here in this area. Poland, we have at least some returns. We have the same weather data here that we also see on our iPad. So this transmission works all fine. The next step is we can also have a look at the same data on our G500 device. We have to go to weather, and we are already on the next RAD page. We zoom out, and you see we have the same weather download, we have the same radar returns, so it's also displayed there. Then we downloaded a META for Schönhagen, and therefore we can also go to the waypoint info, to the airport, Echo Delta Alpha Zulu, it's already selected. We go to the weather, and you see we also have our META displayed here on the GTN750. And go back to the FIS-B menu, data link status, and you see now we also got the lightning. It's just a big circle, and the data is coming on one after, data sets are coming on one after another. So I hope you enjoyed this little presentation on how you can put your ADL in-flight weather device to good use even if you have a Starlink. The big advantage of this is that you can put it in automatic mode, because essentially the downloads cost nothing over Starlink, and then you have always the weather available in your Garmin units without having anything to do. Today we just did the initial configuration, but next time you just switch it on and it will run automatically. It can be very convenient. The downside is that you have this rather big antenna. As you see, it's quite obstructing on the view, so in some configuration this can be a disadvantage, and some users prefer the Iridium antenna. If you have a look, the little black antenna, just one of those is the Iridium antenna, so it's a lot smaller than the Starlink. Thanks a lot for watching, and goodbye.